There we go. Right, so I haven't really told the girls much about your story. I've said like how quick you got to like NMD and that, and how you done it as a single mum and studying. But are you able to just tell us in a bit more like detail, like a bit more about your story?
Yeah, okay. So I'll cover my story, everyone, and I'll try and keep it quite short and sweet so I can give you tips and stuff. But my name's Kimberley Jeffries, 22, I'm NMD, and I've been in the business since around 2015. I have a team of 226 now. My business to NMD was built whilst I was in full-time university, studying my nursing degree and also working 16 hours plus a week, as and where I could. But before I started Juice Plus, I'm going to take you quite back so you can all like understand fully. When I was 18, I was a party girl, loved going out, had my boyfriend at the time that I was well in love with, had a good job in London, so I had quite a good life. But I always wanted to be a nurse. I love caring about people, and that was just the career for me to do. And so I didn't have qualifications to get into uni, and I applied for an access course. And so the access course was from January to December, and it had 8 weeks break in the middle because it was like higher education. And my idea at the time was to go out to Ibiza, to my friends that were doing seasons out there. Well, majority of all my friends were doing seasons out there that year. But then a month before I started my access course in the December, I found out I was pregnant, and I had to make that decision. I'd already given my job up in London and started part-time work whilst I was going to be doing my college like diploma to get into uni, and I actually decided to keep my son, and I decided to carry on with college. So instead of being in Ibiza in 6 weeks holiday, I actually gave birth. And then even when my son was 2 weeks old, I was back in college doing exams to get into uni. And I got into the uni I wanted. But besides all that, whilst I was pregnant, my boyfriend at the time, my little boy's dad, wasn't there for me. My family were obviously really upset with me, and the family relationship broke down. I wasn't allowed to live at home. I had to leave my job. And I was basically living in a hotel up until the day before I gave birth. And besides all that, I still carried on with my college course, and I was really proud of myself because I got into the uni I wanted. And I'd moved about 6 times up until my son was 1. And even though I got into the uni I wanted, I still felt like it wasn't enough, because I was on every benefit. I was still a bit shit. I'd gained weight. I wasn't a very nice person. I was no longer positive about life. I just got on with what I had to do every day. And I used to see a girl posting on Facebook all the time, and I messaged her and I was like, I want to join the business. And she was like, yeah, I'll ring you tonight. I'll ring you tomorrow, hon. I'm just out with the team. And I just loved what I see on Facebook about her. Like, she looked like she cared so much about her team, always spending time with her children. So I waited until the next day, and I didn't actually get a phone call. And so I didn't get a phone call, and I thought, okay, like, I'll message her again. So I messaged her again, and she was like, oh, sorry, hon. I'm out with the team tonight. I'll give you a call tomorrow. And then in my head, I started to think, like, maybe she doesn't want me on her team. Like, maybe I just don't fit in, sort of thing. And then the next day come, and then I told my friend that lived down the road, like, I wanted to do it and that. And she was like, do you know what, sidetrack, just go straight to Cassie. I've got her on Facebook. And it was like 2 a.m, and Cassie signed me up there and then. So from that initial signing up point, it made me think, like, obviously about my team and stuff and how I want to approach the business. And then one of my actual long-time friends was already in Cassie's team. And we had, I don't know if you know her, Chelsea, she was really upset with me that I signed under Cassie. And then I tried to move up lines and the franchise wouldn't let me. But I just thought, like, from the beginning, I thought, like, I'm just going to focus on my team and being, like, a strong person for my team and being approachable, etc. So I had no time. I would work 14-hour shifts on the hospital wards as a student nurse, studying for exams. I wouldn't be allowed my phone. And I literally built my business off the back of 15 minutes in the morning, 15 minutes at lunch, and about half hour at night. and I give it my all. And one thing that I'm a massive believer in this business is self-development. So if there's anything you're scared of and you're sitting on this Zoom right now, or you've looked on my profile, or you've seen other people in the business do things that you think you wouldn't be able to do, just remember, like, everyone is equal, regardless what position you are. You can all do it. So like a lot of people in this business, they worry the initial feeling of like rejection and not getting the success, and your attitudes and beliefs about yourself is what holds you back in this business. Like, so with my team, I'm massive on self-development. I have a mentor page. I don't know if any of you do, but I get my team to go, I'm getting my team at the moment to go live in there, say their name, their age, their position, where they want to be in 6 months' time. It's a 1 minute live video, but it will push all of them to start doing live videos themselves. So how did I get to NMD? My whole business has been built by my team. To be fair, I don't really get a lot of orders myself. I never really have. Even last month, I probably wouldn't have even pushed 10 orders. But I would get up half hour every morning before I had to actually get up. And some days I was getting up at 5:45 to drop my son off at the Minders. And I'd run all my reports, and I'd send every single person in my team their points, tell them how far they was from their promotion, what promotion they're going for, how they could achieve it. So for example, like if you're going for DD, you'd need 4 premium capsules, 1 shake. I was really out there. I was always like on the end of a phone. I'd always put on my mentor page, I'm in an exam now, I'm in uni. I just made sure that I was always approachable, and even when I wasn't, I always make sure that my buffer's set up. Like, so for days on end, I might not actually be on my phone, but my buffer will be set up, and my whole team have my number so they can text me, and I will send emails out from my office, which takes 2 seconds, and then I will just check my email. So I'm giving everyone the opportunity to reply back to me. So like, really, I know that everyone wants to know like about your team. I love my team like they're my babies. I know that everyone has like different lives. Some people can't give as much time as uplines would like them to, and sometimes we sort of think like, why aren't they doing what I'm doing? I'm trying to give them advice, but I'm a big believer in don't expect from others what you don't do yourselves. So some people will be like, I needed to find a diamond, I need to get a diamond teamie, and it's like, no, you need to be your own diamond. You need to do everything that you want that teamie to do. You want to go live, you go live. You want to be at every event, you go to every event. My first event that I actually done, I was late to myself. I'd just come out of a nursing exam. This was a month before I hit NMD. I'd just come out of my nursing exam. I got to the event, I forgot everything I needed for it, but I just like winged it, and Alex Webb spoke at it, and at the end I just said to him, like, I've been pushing for NMD the last 4 months. I've had to pay line just to split mess me, and he was like, you know what you've got to do. In this business, you have to sometimes make sacrifices to get to where you want to be. So 2 days later, I went into uni and I said, I'm taking time out. And then a month later, I hit an MD. I made a sacrifice. I don't watch TV now. Like, I don't watch TV. I haven't got time to watch TV. If I go out like with my friends, that's like a massive treat. But the reason I'm like that is because this business, like, for some people that have already got stability in their lives, some people that have got a home, have got their bills paid and everything else, they might not see this business as such an amazing thing to be a part of. But when you've gone from having absolutely nothing and going to food banks and having a newborn baby with no help around, to now having like your own little flat, your own car, driving, being able to go to uni, being able to go on holiday, like, it makes me like love this business so much that I make these personal sacrifices. And I think that's something that everyone should do. You should write down 3 things that you'd like to change about yourself, 3 things that you might see as a negative, and then start working on that. So like, some people will be quite negative and talk about other people in the business. Like, I would never ever do that. These are just little things, and it will help you. You need to like be a strong leader and show that you can still get orders, show that you can get teamies, and the way you do this is like being unique. My whole business has been built off the back of events. I never missed an event. I've never missed an event. I will do everything in my power to get to that event, regardless of whether it's my birthday or my mum's birthday. I will be at that event. The only person who would stop me being at an event is my son, because that's obviously why I do everything. But other than that, I've got no excuses. There's no excuses in my book. And some of the excuses I hear, I just reply and say, just tell yourself that. would you like, just tell yourself if that's good enough. If you find yourself making excuses, which a lot of people do, write that excuse down, look at it 5 times and say to yourself, is that excuse good enough? Is that excuse going to build my business? Everything I do has to build my business. Like, Cassie's one of my best friends. She's in the business. We're always together. We're still building our businesses by being together because we're both doing the same thing. Like, it's still socialising. It's still team. And obviously, like, network with your team and, like, learn how to network with them. So get to know them. So if you know that they work night shifts, you know that you should be messaging them at certain times, asking how they're getting on and that. Like, pencil them in. If you know that they're only available on weekends, do a Zoom on the weekend. Like, start making sacrifices for your team, and they want to work for you, and then they want to do the same for their team. And it just sort of follows through. And remember, you can teach your team, but they have to be willing to do the work. So I don't work with all of my team. I only work with my workers. And that's where I feel like a lot of us in this business get deflated when we're trying to push dead weight, if that makes sense. It's like the saying goes, you can take a horse to water, but you can't make it drink it. Like, you can show that this business is amazing, but until someone actually goes out of their way, like, if one of my team members went live on Facebook, I'd be so proud of them, and I'd be like, you've really come out of your comfort zone today. Like, and it makes me want to help them. So, like, be an example of yourself for your upline, and it just breeds positivity. So it's everything in this business is about self-development. You won't get through this business without developing, like, yourself, and the only way you're going to do that is by coming out of your comfort zone, by going to events, by contacting people in the business. A lot of people don't come to us, like, and I'm NMD now, and I feel like a lot of people won't come to me in Cassie's team because they think I'm NMD, I'm, like, too good for that. But I'm not, and I love to make sure that everyone knows that I'm still contactable and things like that. I'm still on a level, like, regardless of what position I am. 1 sec, 'cause I'm just going to see if I've got any notes from my previous Zoom that I've done. 1 sec.
That's okay. Just what you were saying there about, like, the whole time thing was, like, doing it 15 minutes before, 15 minutes in your lunch, and, like, a half hour in the evening.
So how do you do that?
Like, it's so double. And I built my business like that as well. Like, I built my business on an hour a day, and I still do the same thing now. And it just goes to show that no matter how much time or how little time you have, if you want it, like you did, and you're passionate, it will happen.
Yeah, definitely. Like, so you can spend 10 minutes at night setting up your buffer posts, going on all the apps to do your posts. That means you're going to be public on Facebook all day long regardless. You could spend every hour put an alarm on to check your Facebook for messages to reply to them. Okay, so you're struggling to get teamies. Like I said, as long as you're going to all the events, as long as you're doing self-development and you're coming out of your comfort zone, when you come out of your comfort zone and you go live on Facebook or you post about your personal life, you should be telling everyone your story every single day. You should tell them what this business has done for you or what you want this business to do for you. And people will come. So if you're new in the business and you put a status on Facebook saying, I've just joined, I'm so excited, I've seen so-and-so do amazing, I want to do this for me and my children, or I want to do this to create a better life. Someone else could be at the very beginning position as you and think, I want to do that too, and I'd love to do it with her because she's just starting. It's not all about you have a success story to be successful. That's not how it works.
I used to find I got a lot more team members when I first started, and this is something I need to go back to as well. When I used to post things about being able to pay off a bit of my credit card and, like, pay off a bit of my store card, and that, because it's so relatable to people. But you are, like, on a, like, recruiting queen at the moment. Obviously, you've brought a massive business. So for you then, in regards to recruitment, what sort of things work for you? Like, is it going live? And if someone turned around to you and was like, oh, I want to join your team, how do you then go about this? I think that's where people struggle. They're like, right, someone's asked me about it, but what do I do?
Yeah, so obviously the best way to recruit is, even if you haven't recruited anyone or you've got a team of one person, tag your team every single day in different posts. So, right, say I've got 5 team members, I'll tag Sam, oh my God, so excited for you, you're getting close to promotion. I'll tag Charlene, not, 3 months time you're going to be QNMD, you're going to get this bonus. Like, you'll be putting out, like, you could you can create such a massive excitement and curiosity off the back of 3 team members. And a lot of us do that in the beginning, but when we get more, we sort of stop and slow down. So just make sure that you're networking and showing everyone else on Facebook and social media that you are networking with a team, you have got a team, you have got that stability. And then people that do want to come into the business, they will come to you, because most of the time I've been following this many people, but you seem the one that interacts the most with your team. Like, I always post loads of crap, like, all the time, and like my team that have been doing the live videos, they've tagged me on Facebook saying, thank you for making me come out of my comfort zone. Like, these are little things that people will see and they will continue. So let me just see if I've got what I actually say, because I've got a generic thing that I say back to customer inquiries, how to attract teamies. So obviously brag in a humble way. So you could do it in a different way. Just tag that you're shopping. Like, no one likes a full-on bragger, and no one likes someone that looks too flashy to be approachable, sort of thing. So like, do it subtle. Just say that you can, I'm so glad I can go out for lunch, or like, oopsie, 5th lunch this week, or look, do you know, like crappy things like that other people would like enjoy to do. Say how much you help people, so like your customers and your teamies. Tag that you've just put things up on the support page, you've just emailed all your team exciting training advice, so excited for the next event in Birmingham, it's going to be amazing. Like, I'll be posting that every day 2 weeks up until it comes, and I will make it seem like something crazy, super like out there, because that's what we don't do. We don't use what we've already got, and we've got everything we need. We just need to like blow it up, be exciting, so people will want to be excited with us and join and come along on the ride. Just that way. And obviously tag your team's bonuses. Always remind for your Facebook what bonuses you've got. Even if you've just got the £100 bonus, say, I'm so happy with my bonus, can't wait to go shopping on payday. Finally, get to treat myself. I can't believe what this business has done for me. Like, I've just blown £100 out of the water, sort of thing. But no one knows that you've got £100. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's all about how you word things. Obviously, do Zoom calls, opportunity calls. What else? Like, even now, you guys print screen this shit, put it on Facebook, tag that you just had an amazing training call, tag that all your team have been on there, and what people are going to see that you're 100% committed to this business, and you've gone out of your way to get on a call past 9 o'clock at night. Do you know what I mean? Like, they're little things that you need to be doing. I guarantee quite a lot of you on this Zoom call won't tag after or put a print screen on Facebook, and that's like stupid.
My picture.
Huh?
Could have already taken my picture.
I'll take one in there. And obviously, like, show that you're living life. So people say, I don't do nothing, I'm boring. Babe, I was in uni full time working. I didn't have a social life, and I still managed to build this business. You make it exciting. Do you know what I mean? Like, I'd go downstairs for a fag, and I'd take a picture of my trainers and be like running down the stairs. But really, I'm going downstairs for a fag. Like, I made my life different. You've got to do that.
That so reminds me of something I used to do. I used to proper blag it when I was at work. I'd go outside, make out that I was like laid in the sun, and just quickly take a picture of my sandals, and then be in the office again.
Yeah, like that's what you do. Or right, so always obviously remind people that you get up when you want and all that stuff. Just think about, just remember, like, if you've been in this business a while, just think about if you was at work, what are the nitty-gritties? Like, public transport, no one likes that. Getting up, no one likes that. Going to bed because you know you've got to get up for work and you're going to be tired. Having to sit behind or at a desk all day. Remember all these little things and try and like incorporate them into your statuses when you're trying to attract teamies. Like, fed up of sitting at a desk 9 hours a day, ? I don't have to. Something I used to do, but now do you know what I mean? That's just took me 2 seconds to think of in my head. Think of all these nitty gritties, put them in your statuses and give them a solution, and just say, you can start from as little as giving me 10 minutes of your day, like 10 minutes of your time a day, or you can give me an hour. Like, this, do you know what I mean? This business caters to everyone, all that shit. And obviously, like, create a life people want to be a part of. Be like, try and, if you're dressed nice, always try and take a photo. If you're going out for food, like, always take a photo. Like, just things like that. Try and make your life your little, like, try and make your Facebook like your diary of your life, because people buy into you, and that's why they join your team, because they like you as a person. They won't want anyone else to earn off, like, they won't want someone else to earn off of them if they're not, like, if they don't like them. Do you know what I mean? So like, no, whoa, I hate negativity. I'm never negative. Whoa, do not ever do that. If any of my team do that, I remove them and I pull them up, and I'm like, when you're ready to not be like that, you can come back. But sorry. And obviously, just always share your success of what the business has done for you, even if you've been in the business a year. Always remind people. And then when potential teamies inbox you, don't reply with a big paragraph. No one likes a big paragraph of you. If you reply with a big paragraph, you're ramming it down their throat. Like, join my team. It's like, I need you. You don't need them. They need you. So if someone inbox me, I reply like, oh, hi, hum. And then I'm like, where are you from? Like, I just completely swerve what they've said. Or I'm like, I don't go in like all guns blazing. I'm like, what do you work as? Like, and then I'll be like, oh yeah. I always try and relate to them. And then I'm just like, tell me a bit about yourself. Because you've got to remember, they've contacted you. So they've sort of held their hand out. Don't slap it, like, with all this information. Just, like, try and get to know them, because there's a reason why they've contacted you. And people like to talk about themselves. So when they're talking about themselves, they're going to like you a little bit more. So when you do tell them stuff, they're going to believe you, even though we are telling the truth. Okay, so YouTube videos, you can send them YouTube videos. If you look on YouTube, there's quite a lot explaining the business. I did do that. I haven't actually recently done that. So I'd say to people, tell me about, like, I got a bit funny at one point. I was like, and this actually does work, and it's good because then you know you're getting a teamie that wants it. So I'd say, tell me about yourself and tell me why you want to be on my team and what this business would do for you. Because I'm just sort of saying, like, I'm not like grabbing them. Do you know what I mean? Like, they need to tell me why they want the business.
I think that's really important, because I think sometimes when we get inquiries, like, you panic and you're so desperate for that team member, you almost become desperate. Whereas, like you said, they should be the ones desperate to join us, not us desperate for them to join our team.
Yeah. So I've managed to talk one of my customers into buying a Liverpool ticket to come in Liverpool. She asked to sign the business the other day, and she's just a bit, I'm in an iron about whether she's going to do it. And I was like, look, I'm not signing you because you live in Liverpool. Come to the Liverpool event. And she bought a ticket. So after she come to the event, obviously I was like, if you go and you want to do it, I'll pay your sign up fee. But you've just got to sort of like stop being so, like, don't be so desperate. Like, people want to, like I said, people buy into you. They want to be a part of your life and your journey. So don't shut them down with just loads of information so they can sign them. You know nothing about them. You need to get to know them. And obviously excite them. So if they say to me, I've got 2 kids, I live at home, my husband works away, blah, 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 I can be like, oh, that's so nice, because obviously the money you earn from this business, you can take the kids out, you can do a lot more. Before I've even told them how the business works, I've given them like a nice thing to look forward to. Do you know what I mean? And you can't do that without getting to know someone. And ask them when they're thinking of joining. Don't be pushy. Just say, like, when was you thinking of joining? And then obviously tell them about the 25th rule. If it's the beginning of the month, just like always give them a solution, like, to join, and learn, like, write down objections, like write down all the objections you had in the beginning from joining the business yourself, and think of answers. So, like, obviously time and stuff, you could use me as an example, you could use someone else on your team as an example. Like, you need to be able to handle the objection straight away, because obviously knowledge is confidence, and you'll be a lot better at talking to potentials if you already know what they could say to you. Like, I don't think I'm going to get customers, I don't think I'm going to be able to build a team, I don't think I've got time, I don't really have a lot of Facebook friends, do you know what I mean? All them stuff, you should be able to say, you should be able to relate back to that and say something to them, and always give them a solution. So I don't do 2 lines. Then I say to them, I have a generic thing that I send out. It's quick and simple, and I'll just send them a copy and paste thing. I'll tell you what it says if you want, quickly. How long's this Zoom for?
We've got 8 minutes left.
One sec, let me go on my messages. So I always say to them before I send this, I'll quickly send you this generic thing that I send out to everyone. And then it's just like info becoming on distribute art. So it's £50 start up. You get 10% back. Oh, why's my phone not charging? As you hit your targets, it increases. And then I put the different increases. I'm like, we work as a team, blah, 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 all this stuff. and then I give a brief how it worked, and then I give them the bonuses, and then I'm like, we all start from the bottom and work the way up. The opportunity in the business is amazing. I personally eat, sleep and breathe this business. I've taken 12 months out of nurse training to enjoy my son and do what we want daily, and this has given me a life that I didn't have before. Anyone can do this, sign yourself up, ... And then I've given the information to sign themselves up. Amazing. And 6 times out of 10 they do sign themselves up, or because I've already given my info, they go off and then a month later they're like, I've signed, and I'm like, wow, amazing.
And I think that's really good because you've got to know them as well, like not just accepting any old Tom, Dick and Harry like into your team. You've got to know them first and then build that relationship, so they are going to join your team because they already like you as a person, so why wouldn't they?
Yeah, and I always offer to call them. I always say, do you want me to call you, before I give them a load of stuff. Always offer to call them. They're going to be, if they're potentially going to be a franchise partner, you need to call them because you want them to be at events. You want them to be comfortable with you. You want them to be able to think that they can come and meet you. Like, call them. Don't think that you can't have a relationship with your team, because you can. Like, I'm really close with some of my team that live like well far up the country, and we have chats about loads of random stuff, and it's good because we started off on a good note. I rung her straight away. As much as like obviously relationships is key and stuff like that, and leading by example, you've got to remember this business is all about self-development, and I will openly admit I'm not someone that stays motivated all the time, so I always have to look at where I want to be, who I am as a person, what I want to change, and I do that daily. That's something I do without even thinking now. Like, I'll wake up in the morning and think, what didn't I do yesterday that I want to do today, because that wasn't good that I didn't do that yesterday, sort of thing. And I always read, like, I read things online, audio books, watch videos, and just really like help your team, and it will help you, and teamies will follow because they see that you're helping your team will tag you and stuff. And always just try and develop, like, so obviously I'm getting the girls to do live videos at the moment. What else am I getting them to do? Oh, so I've made them all to make collages of a package. So I've called mine the Kimmy J package with shakes and capsules. And I've put a picture of myself and like made it look pretty. And I've made all my team do that as well. And as much as that might seem silly to other people, that's still self-development because they've made their own little individual picture and package, and now they're going to be a little bit more confident when it comes to helping their team. And like, they're going live on my mentor page before they go live on Facebook, and I'm like, let me know when you go live because I'll definitely be on there supporting you, writing, like, even if I'm the only person on there, I'll be writing so you can talk back. Do you know what I mean? Like, go that extra mile for your team, because I know from deep down, my team is what's built my business and the structure of my team. And I always say, only aim for 825+1.
Yeah.
No, you don't need to aim for the stars, because what's going to happen, you're going to set an unrealistic target, not hit it and be deflated. Why? When you can do 825+1 and build a stable business off the back of that.
I'm so glad you've said that, because so many people are like, oh, you need to get like 20 orders a month for like 5 weeks, and we do exactly the same. We just focus on 825+1.
Yeah, 825+1.
Anything extra if you do it is a bonus.
Yeah, and I completely agree with that. And obviously, like, you're always looking. So I run my pay line every morning, look at my points. I look at my unpaid to see who's not running their unpaid. I email my customers first thing in the morning. I email my team first thing in the morning. I look at notes that I've previously made from months ago, and I will resend them out to my team. I reread them myself every day. And I will always remind myself what I've got to do. So like, I always like look at how to get, like, I've got notes and notes and notes on how to get to customers, how to get teammates and things like that. And I always go through it, because you know what, we get slack. We always get slack. We know it we might know it tonight, we might know it today, and you might be thinking in your head, I'm going to do this now. That's what I'm going to do different. But are you going to be doing it in 3 weeks' time? I guarantee you not. Not unless you keep reminding yourself and keeping yourself on track. And that's where self-development is key. You need to like be strict on yourself, make these little sacrifices, get up early in the morning, run your report, remind yourself how many points you need to get. And if you want a teammate, then go to your customers who are doing well and say, like, you've done well, I was just thinking about you, you'd be perfect for the business, you'd be able to help someone else, like, off the back of your journey. Customers make the best teammates. You could say that to all of your customers. Yeah. Like, do you know, there's all these things that you can do, and a lot of people don't do it, and now it's just a case of like doing it. yeah, that's basically it, really.
Amazing. Just one last thing quickly, I've got like 3 minutes. Do in regards to team members, do you ever sort of, obviously apart from customers, do you ever message people about joining your team, or just let them come to you from seeing?
Yeah, so previously, like I can't keep up on my messages now, but because my team are always like messaging me. But before, I would message people, and I'd just say like, "Hi, like, what do you do for work and stuff?" Like, I've noticed we're friends on Facebook, or you're following me. Like, what do you do for work and that? And then sometimes they'll tell you, yeah, they've seen your posts, or they tell you, or sometimes they'll be rude. And if they're rude, you go on their profile and you delete them as a friend, and then you move on to the next one. But you don't need to be like a pushy person if you was to message someone, because one of my really good girls in my team, this random night, I decided to message her and say like, "What do you work as?" And she was like, "I've already been thinking about joining one of your teamies, blah blah." And I was like, "Just do it, don't even think about it, do it." And she done it, and she got like 50 orders in her first month.
Wow.
And like, imagine if I hadn't have messaged her. So you'll do what it takes, but don't be desperate, be excited, because you've got everything you need to do the business. Don't ever doubt yourself, and don't ever think that you can't do it, because anyone can do it. And that's why self-development is just key. That's how this business works, is by developing yourself every day. Come out of your comfort zone and do things you wouldn't normally do. But yeah.
Thank you so much for that, babe. I think it's going to cut off any minute. It's like less than a minute. But thank you so much for doing that. I've taken loads of things on from that as well myself. So we really, really appreciate it. And I'm sure all the girls will get tagging afterwards too now.
Thank
you, babe. And I'll speak to you tomorrow.
All right then. Bye.
Bye.